No. Okay, it says we're live. But I'm like in StreamYard. Whatever.
Wait, let me see.
Layout. Okay, no, we're good. I think we're good. Anyway, there we go. Okay, yeah, we're good. I guess we should just start, and then whoever wants to join can join.
Okay.
Okay. Because YouTube saves your lives, unlike TikTok, where you can just wait until people come and then it doesn't save, so it's fine. But YouTube, you have to start and talk to nobody. So hi guys, I'm Mills. Hopefully you know me. I have Jade here. Hopefully you know her too, because we've done a few videos together. Jade, do you want to say hi and just introduce yourself if people don't know who you are yet?
Hi, I'm Jade. I am one of Mills's friends and her new business partner. So we're just coming on here today to talk about some remote work, kind of what we're doing as moms, how we're able to work kind of like 9-to-5 jobs, and have our kids at home with us.
Pero bebé, creo que bebé está durmiendo. Oh my gosh, my life's a joke. Add to stream. Hello, am I still live?
Yeah, I think so. It says live for 2 minutes.
Okay, sorry everyone. Literally, the second we begin, Chris calls me and messes up the entire stream. So,
Why does it do that? That's so weird.
because my life's a joke. For some reason, like when you, I don't even know, but when you have a phone call on your phone, that's why I should have done it on my computer. You were right. Anyway, wherever I cut you off.
I was just saying, like, we were gonna talk about remote work as moms, kind of like how we do like a 9-to-5 while having our kids at home with us.
Yes.
And then
Perfect. Can you guys hear us okay? If you guys can just let me know, that'd be great. Hi, Brian. Hello. How are you? Yeah, hopefully you guys can hear us, but sorry about that. That was annoying. But yeah, we're basically kind of just chatting about how we work remotely. Like I said, I've done videos with Jade before, and we talked about her working remotely while she was living in DR, and she's back in the States now. And I worked remotely living in DR and also still work remotely. So, we both get a lot of questions basically asking us like, how do you guys work remotely? How did you find your jobs? What do you do? How do you like manage it with kids? So Jade has 2 kids and I have 1. Most of you guys know, but she has a baby too who is younger than Mateo by like months, right?
6
She's
months.
5
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, she's almost 6 months.
Okay. So yeah, she's like tiny. She's perfect. But basically for both of us, we both wanted to be home with them as much as possible. Jade does go in some days, but honestly, you're pretty much like fully remote.
Yeah, I just go in when I want to, or
which is like never.
Yeah, literally.
Or if like, actually no.
Actually no. Yeah, I think I've been to the like in the past 3 months, I've probably been to the office 2 times. So.
Okay, yeah. So she's fully remote as well, which is great. Yeah. But yeah, basically what we're doing is kind of coming together with our businesses, I guess, and launching a brand new business for 2022, which we're both really excited about. So if you guys don't know what I do, basically, what I do remotely is content creation, social media, marketing, sales, project management for different clients. And we're just trying to scale that up. So Jade and I are kind of joining together to do it and offer our services. She has like different expertise than I do. Um, get new clients, scale up my clients, probably find some freelancers to have under us to do some of the work as well. So that's exciting too. Sorry, everyone's so loud. And Jay's really going to help with like the organization piece background. So I wanted to share a little bit about that journey here, but we're also going to have like a completely separate Instagram and TikTok and stuff if you guys want to follow along there. But Jade, if you want to talk, I don't know, and share a little bit about like what that might look like, I guess, or how we're going to
Yeah.
keep doing, like, ideally, our main goal is like still being home.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I kind of like fell into remote work. My job is not, I think, traditionally remote. I mean, I think that now after, um, COVID times, a lot of jobs have transitioned from being solely in office to being remote or kind of like a hybrid model for most like corporate structures. So I work in insurance right now. I'm a program manager for an underwriting program manager. So ideally or normally, that would be fully in office, and I was going to the office every single day of the week. But then during COVID, my job just turned into remote work. Um, and so I think that's really the norm for most corporate structures is going into some type of like hybrid model. I think there are a lot more jobs that are available now that weren't previously remote that are remote now. So essentially what we're doing is bringing in kind of like my operations, managing, experience like that, and then partnering with Rebecca and her content creation.
Rebecca, do you call me Rebecca in your head?
Miss Mills. To have like our own agency. And,
Yeah.
like she said, bring on some more freelancers and, yeah, so just get that up and running. So if you're interested,
Oh, from
any,
Switzerland. Hi, Gabri. That's awesome. Um, yeah, it will basically be like an agency. I have had freelancers kind of underneath me in the past and do some of the work for specific clients, which was great, but it's so much to manage as just like one person, making sure the work is like up to standard for that client. And then what happens if that freelancer just randomly decides that they're not going to work anymore, which has happened to me several times. And I'm like, okay, cool, I guess I'll just take on that client's work now. And then also my problem is sorry, they're so loud, I literally cannot ask for raises. I'm not good at setting rates up front. Like, I have all my packages. I'm good at making proposals. I'm good at like outlining stuff. But when Chris was actually making fun of me today, he was like, you'll be like, okay, that'll be $45 an hour. And the client will be like, okay, the max I can do is 11. And you'll be like, okay, great. And it
that
pretty
sounds
much
perfect.
is like that. Like, I am so bad at saying no to people. So Jade is going to help me because you said you don't care about that, right?
No, I don't at all. I mean, that I feel like that's what I do all day long is negotiating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we essentially have, like we have not necessarily a set price, but there's definitely a range that we're in. I think it's just all about like knowing your worth and marketing yourself and
Yeah.
not, going below that.
Yeah, it's so true. Like,
And it is really, I mean, it's tough. Like it's
I'm
definitely
so bad at
a
it. I'm
tough
so bad at it.
conversation to have, but I think it's just all about like confidence. Not to say that you're not confident, but
No, but I am a pushover. So,
yeah. Yeah.
like, this one client I've been with for 4 years and I've gotten one raise. And the work's not that hard necessarily, but I always answer clients like in my off time too and on weekends and stuff. And like, we'll do not above and beyond, but I don't like have really set hours with them. And when you know what other people are making that kind of do what we do, you're like, okay, I'm way undercharging. And some of my clients do pay well, but the ones who kind of like give you pushback and are like, oh, I wanted to stay around like 500 a month, you're like, okay, I need
Yeah.
to just be like, okay, never mind, bye.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, oh, I'll take 500 instead of nothing, which is usually my outlook. Like, I'd rather have that than nothing, but it's not worth
Yeah.
it in the end.
Well, and I think there's other strategies too that you can use when there is a client that's kind of like, I don't know, coming at a lower budget than maybe they should be at market wise. And
Yeah,
that's just saying like, hey, you know, we can sign a contract at this, what you're comfortable with right now, but we're going to have to review it in 2 months or, you know, 90 days, whatever, to try to get you up to our level or to
that's true.
our
That's
rate.
true. And you know what I found? Sometimes the clients that pay the least are the most, like, the pickiest.
Yeah.
And they're the most difficult. And I'm like, bro, you're paying me like $1. Like, why? No, absolutely not. So,
Yeah.
anyway, long story short, ideally we would just be kind of like giving certain responsibilities to Jade, certain responsibilities to me, finding freelancers that are capable and like committed. So we kind of want to treat it as like it's not their full-time job, right? But it is a job. It's not just like a hobby for extra money on the side.
Mhm.
Because when they quit, like Jade and I have to do the work or find
Right.
someone new, and it takes a lot to like find someone qualified, train them, make sure that they're good, and all of that. So that
Yeah, so we're essentially looking for people who are definitely committed and are looking for these opportunities because what we're doing is sourcing the opportunities for these freelancers and bringing them the work. You
and like
know,
managing everything for
yeah,
them, kind of. So that's nicer. Like, obviously, we'll be getting a cut because we'll be overseeing, we'll be finding the clients, we'll be reviewing the work because we don't want to just like fully give our clients stuff away to someone and then not check that it's like up to their standards. Um, and then ideally be paying them like a good wage for what they're doing. I know sometimes freelancers in like other countries, especially, get like $4 an hour. I think we can do better than that.
mhm,
So it's exciting. It's just something that we're really working on for 2020. And one of our main goals for both of us is to keep the flexibility that we have right now. Like right now, although it's just me and I have clients and they're very needy and they text me all the time and stuff, my job is flexible and fully remote. So I can do it from pretty much anywhere that I want, which is good.
yeah.
And then Jade's is really flexible too. A little bit more of set hours, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Kind
essentially
of.
because it's a corporate structure, so it's definitely like you have working hours where
Yeah.
like you definitely need to be available. But I think it's more flexible, whereas like I can structure my own day, you know,
Right.
depending on my workload, right? So if I know that I have a lot of stuff to get to, if I can knock it all out in the morning, like I'm pretty much
Great.
good for
You're
the rest of the
done. See,
day,
that's really nice.
you know,
That's what
unless
we
I
want to
have like
keep.
yeah, exactly. Unless I
I'm
have like an
looking for
afternoon
remote jobs when I
cleaner.
move to DR. How can I find one? Hi, Brian. Yeah, so basically, Brian, a good idea would be, well, where I really started finding my clients was way back in college. I started finding internships, like remote internships, where I started like blogging or like introducing myself to social media, or even down to like data entry or research or blogging. There are so many opportunities for online jobs now, and I've had so many different um, types of clients. Like some clients I do voiceovers for them. In the past, some I would just like find influencers for them. So there's so many options. But my first one was like finding internships, and then when I got more experience, I found clients on sites like Indeed and just typing in remote, Upwork, um, random other sites through people that I knew. And then eventually, even Craigslist. And I did a full video on this, and people were like, you can't find remote work on Craigslist. You totally can under like gigs, computer, stuff like that. There's there's a lot of opportunities there that you wouldn't think. And I've gotten clients through Craigslist. And they've been great. Obviously, you have to like vet it more because they might not put all the information there, but that's definitely an opportunity if you just have to really do some digging, because a lot of them are kind of scams or like take a survey. And then I joined a company called Free Up, and it's pretty much like Upwork, where it's freelancers from all over the world. But the good thing is that when I apply for a job through Free Up, there's only like 5 of us, maybe 10, maybe. I don't even think I've had that many up against me. Usually it's like 5 people that apply for the job, and then Free Up will pick like the top like 3 or 4 people that are most qualified for that job or that client, and then you do an introduction. It's like 15 minutes. It's so much easier. It's a much more streamlined process, and I would get clients like in one day, and it was super easy. So that really worked well for me. And I always tell people, like, if you have to apply to get into Free Up, if you can, that's great. If not, then there's other options. Like I said, Indeed, there's like Monster, LinkedIn has so many remote jobs now. It's
Yeah, I was
crazy.
just gonna say
Facebook,
that.
didn't you, or maybe it was someone else added me to a Facebook group. They just post like legitimate
Yeah,
work from home jobs. Jade, what she did, if you missed it, was like she literally like negotiated to be remote to
I
move
did.
to the DR, which was really cool.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit, I was going to say, like, the freelancing work is definitely what you want to do if you want to be like nomad, like going everywhere without, kind of restrictions as far as like having to report to an HR representative or, something like that. Whereas like my company is US based, and it's definitely just
Yeah,
like corporate
corporate.
structure. Yeah. So, I mean, I did have to get creative in um, you know, kind of like negotiating to be remote, but it is possible.
Yeah, Jade definitely like reached out to me way back when, like
Hmm.
before we were friends, even before we got our group. Maybe no, maybe not. I don't even know.
No, I
But
mean, I think, yeah, we were still in the group, but
we're still
yeah,
that.
I was looking up like laws
Yes.
and
And then
like,
you texted me like a week later. I'm like, they said okay. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, okay, that
Well,
was
because I came
awesome.
up with like this entire proposal. I basically pitched to them like how my productivity was not going to change. Nothing essentially was going to be changing about, my work role. And I basically had to prove to them also that, I didn't have to change anything as far as like my tax structure.
Right.
And then also that I didn't need them to sponsor me for a visa or anything, which that would change depending on the country that you're looking to go to.
Very
DR
true.
just happens to be one where that's not necessarily an issue, but there are ones that you definitely would need like a business working visa
Yeah.
to do that. But
So true, which is a good point. Brian, if you're going to DR, which I know that we talked about and you are planning on doing, you can totally work remotely from here. And Jade brought up a good point. Like, I always think of like freelancing first, and I'm like getting clients, blah, blah, blah. But like, there's legitimate like 9 to 5 jobs,
yeah,
corporate jobs, customer service jobs, research role, whatever, teaching, that are more set hours with benefits or whatever, like more structured, that you can do remotely from DR2. So
yeah.
there's so many on LinkedIn right now. It's crazy. Lots and lots.
Yeah. And the good thing is there are some jobs on there that will specifically say like you have to be US based. And so I
Yeah.
mean if that's not what you're looking for, then at least then you can stray away from those ones. And I think the ones that don't necessarily outline that, you can definitely talk about that. If you get to that interview step, you can say like, hey, I'm looking at traveling to other countries. Is that something you're comfortable with? Just be honest and upfront about it, and you'll be surprised. A lot of people
Yeah.
are
Especially
completely fine with
now.
it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they have to be flexible now. Can you guys hear us okay? Like both of us? Just let me know if you can hear us both okay. Ramon, yeah, a remote job is always like, to me, they're just like so versatile. If you want to travel, if you want to go away for the weekend, it looks like you live in DR. So if you want to go to San Domingo or the beach, like at least you can still work and take that with you. Um, but yeah, you can definitely message me if you want, or email me if you have any experience with remote work, or like, whatever experience you have, like maybe you could freelance for us or something. We are like gonna start looking for new clients. The problem is like kind of like chicken and egg. Like Jade and I have been going back and forth. Like, okay, do we build up our freelancers first and not immediately have work for them, or do we find our
Yeah.
clients first and maybe not immediately have a freelancer for them, and then we have to
Yeah.
do all the work? So how does that work out? So
Want to
kind of
make
going
it
back and
like
forth.
beneficial for everyone. So
Yeah, no, definitely. Hi Mac. Let me know if you need help too. I want to go to Hawaii. Hawaii. Is that what you're saying? Me too. You're welcome, Brian.
Aloha.
You're welcome, Brian. Yeah, let me know whenever you want to do a consult. I know, oh my gosh, we were supposed to do one, and then my life was insane. Everyone was sick, and it was crazy. It was really sad, but we're better now. So whenever you need that. But yeah, remote work I think is the way to go, and then especially as moms, just like I just don't want to put Mateo in daycare yet. And like I said, if you guys missed it, Jade's daughter is only almost 6 months old. Hi, Emma. How are you? Emma works remotely too. If you guys missed the video I did with Emma, she's down there. You can click her. I think you can click her name. Maybe I don't know if you can click anyone in the chat. But yeah, I think, and like Emma, you don't have to talk about it, but you work for a U.S. company too, right? So there are a lot of options, honestly. And then some of my friends like would teach online with like VIP Kids or a company like that, anything.
Yeah.
And then that's flexible too. It's just what we wanted or what we want with our business, which is kind of what I already have and what Jade's trying to move more towards, is like non-set hours, like even more flexible than we already have, which we are super grateful that our jobs are flexible. But ideally it'd be like managing more than doing like so much of like the, I don't want to say grunt work because it's necessary and it's important work. But at this point, like we have so much experience between the two of us, it's like we could really like scale and get more clients and like oversee things. So, but I want to do it from wherever I want to do it.
Yeah.
Ideally. Yeah, so Emma works for a company in the US remotely, which is cool. And her job sounds, I don't want to like tell where you work, but her job sounds really cool. And it's like stuff that you don't always expect. It really blows my mind how many remote opportunities there are. Like stuff that I wouldn't even think that could be remote are now remote. And it's always really impressive to me. It's not just like data entry and customer service emails, it's a lot of other things too. Kareem, hi, how are you? You said you'd love to get Jade's bullet points of her proposal. I'm applying. Dude, the boys are so loud. I'm sorry. I hope you guys can hear me.
Well, my daughter's crying so hard in the background.
She is. I can't hear her.
Okay, good.
Is she okay? Do you want to go with her?
She's with Alex.
Oh, okay. I'm applying for remote positions and need to be able to articulate how living in the DR will be okay for them. That's a great point, Kareem. I bet Jay would be totally fine if you messaged her. She has.
I'm pulling it up right now, actually.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I can just go through it really quick.
We should do a video on that, you guys. We're gonna like
make we can do that.
TikTok. What was that?
I said, yeah, we could do that too.
Yeah, just like for other people who are interested, because that's a good thing. Like, how do you even approach? And I'm the type that would be like, I can't even approach my company. I'd be too scared. So if you'd want to give them now, if you have it, if you want to give some of the points.
Just I mean, high level overview. Essentially, like what I did was I outlined Dominican visas and like I guess like what the two visa categories are. So I basically just said like there's a tourist visa and a business visa. I looked up, I looked up like the Dominican laws and things like that. And then I just outlined like what a business visa is, what the criteria is for that, and then as well as the tourist visa, how long like I would be able to stay there under the tourist visa. And then I outlined, especially in DR, like you're able to basically like renew that by paying at the airport. So I put that in there, kind of like what that is, the extension amounts. And then a really key thing that I had to include in this was the fact that you didn't need a business visa to work in DR unless your company was affiliated with the DR. So that was a really key point that I found in like my research. It's really just doing your research and um, making sure that you're laying everything out, as well as I put in like my specific statistics of like my productivity.
That's good.
And I said, like, I've been working from home for X amount of months. My productivity hasn't changed from, the time that I was working in the office. It definitely wouldn't change if I'm, just working somewhere else remotely. And then I looked in like my company's handbook, and I cited like their policies on like the tax things and your basically like your home location. So it's just research stuff that you'll have to figure out your case to case basis. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really important too. Like telling your company, like, it's fine, you're not gonna get in trouble. Like
Yeah.
because a lot of the companies are, Kareem,
It's
you're right.
liability.
Yeah, they're like, am I gonna get sued? Are you illegally working there? And no, you can legally work in DR remotely. And you don't need a residency or a cedula to do so because you're not working for a Dominican company. So,
Yeah. Yes, that's
like Jade
exactly.
said earlier, it like definitely depends on where you're going. I know that you asked it for DR, so she answered it for DR specifically, but that's a good idea for another video, just like basically to kind of outline like how you even approach that.
Yeah.
I think we can we comment? I don't even post comment. I'm gonna write on our TikTok name right now because we started a brand new TikTok. It's literally brand new. We didn't post anything yet. We have it saved. Um, but there is the TikTok name. You guys can follow us there, and we'll definitely do a video on that and kind of like bullet points on how to even approach your company to work remotely, whether it be like because you want to move abroad or because you just want to be remote. A lot of people
One
are
thing
like,
I did forget is I actually contacted a lawyer in DR, and I had him write up like essentially what the Dominican labor laws said about foreigners working in the DR. Essentially, since it doesn't necessarily state anything saying that you can't do it, it
yeah,
makes it okay. Essentially, is what he wrote up for me, and then I got it translated
that's
to
smart.
English, and submitted it to HR. And I think that's really what got me approved was,
Yeah.
yeah, that
No,
statement from.
that's really smart. Just like it means more coming from someone like official than you. Like, here's a Dominican expert,
Yeah, and it's
literal
something
lawyer.
that they can put in the file as just like documentation.
Right.
You know what I
That
mean?
you did your due
So,
diligence. That's really
mhm.
smart.
Yeah.
Um, is it Leonor? I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you for saying that you hear us. For me, I don't know why Jade, I can't hear her that well. So as long as you guys can hear us both, that's fine. Um, let's see. Shahid said, "Hi Mels, my question is, as a working mom, how will you differentiate between home and work?" That's a really good
Ooh,
question.
that's a really good
That is a
question.
really good question. Another video that we could do, and also on TikTok, why it's good is because like you guys can ask us questions there, and then we'll literally answer it in a 1 minute video instead of
Mhm.
like rambling. But for me that's hard honestly because like I will be on the couch at night texting clients or like editing work for tomorrow or working on my caption or graphics for a client or a video or going live for my client, like whatever. So I definitely do need to be maybe better at that. Maybe like keeping my work like just in the office. What I do love is that I mostly work from my phone a lot of the times depending what I'm doing, so it's very flexible, but then it comes with me everywhere. So even though I'm like technically on vacations, well, I didn't take off, but I'm in the
Let me go
DR
check
this
on
week,
her
so
really
I'm
quick.
like
I'm sorry. She
on a
said,
vacation. I'm still, working, answering clients. I was just doing work. So that is a really good question. I'm gonna need to practice like making time just for work and just for home and trying not to like put them together. But something I'm still working on, even after working remotely for, I've been working remotely for a long time now. And it's something I struggle with for sure. I'll be like up in bed at night working from my phone, which I'm sure a lot of people do, but it's just like I will answer my client at any hour. And I feel like they know that because they'll like text me at midnight and I'm still answering. So it's it can definitely be hard. Kareem said you probably have to keep a home location and use that for tax purposes. That's true too. You could like have them use your US address for certain things. And then just like be located in the DR. Like sometimes people will spend like a certain amount of the year in like the other country and then have to come back for that. Like when I was working remotely, I still filed my taxes obviously in the US, because if you're making over 10K, even though even if you live abroad and you're making over 10K, you have to like claim that on your taxes. So I did
Yeah, I
that,
kept
and
my parents' address as my
yeah,
home location.
yeah, that's what Jade did too. Brian said that was very smart, Jade. Excellent job on getting laws on working remotely in DR. Yeah, she killed it. Like when she reached out to me, basically everything I said to her, she already had. Like she was basically just like, because at that point, I don't think you knew that like I was freelancing,
Yeah,
instead of like working for like a company with all these laws and rules and stuff. But she definitely did a really good job presenting it to them, because they basically said yes right away. So
yeah,
that was great. And now she's back home, but still working remotely,
yep,
or back in the States, I should say. So yeah, there's different ways to go about it. And I think there are definitely pros and cons to working for a company remotely versus being self-employed or freelancing, because depending on your job, you might have more set hours, you get those benefits, you get
yeah,
vacation, insurance,
yep.
different perks definitely come with it.
Hmm.
But how we're approaching it is like the flexibility of being self-employed and having our own business, and the potential to grow. I think with your like a traditional job, while it's more like secure because your clients don't just like drop you randomly, which mine have before, um, you're
It takes
kind of at like a ceiling
Yeah,
for
it
income,
takes years to get you
literally.
sometimes to, I mean, if you don't have like a ton of experience, and even if you do though, it's all about like politics and, you know,
Yep,
strategies and mind games and who you know and not like what you know. So
definitely.
I mean, it can definitely take you years to get to where you want to be, and I think that there's just so much more potential and flexibility and, you know, options in
Hmm.
owning your own business and working for yourself. So,
Yeah, we're
and
excited. I
that's
mean,
in
I'm
freelance work too, not even just like, you know, having our own agency or anything. Just the people that are under us too have like so many opportunities,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. And it's like, it's kind of nice too, because with some of my clients are long term. So some I've had literally, one of them I think I've had 4 years, like I said. And then some of them I just do one project for them and then it's done. So that's kind of nice too, because if it's something that I don't know if I will like, I'll do like, and not even like a trial. Sometimes the client is literally looking for just one project, like a pitch deck or an analysis of their social media profiles or marketing strategies. And I can go through and make that pitch for them and do the analysis and do a presentation, and then I'm done. And if I like it, like cool, I can find other clients that want the same thing. And if I don't like it, cool, it's done. It's just like a one-time project. So I think that's good for freelancers too, is like you really have the opportunity to kind of jump around, see what you like, and then like hone in, which like I'm still pretty broad. I do video creation, content, TikToks, reels, I don't know, copy, blogging, influencer management, whatever. But some freelancers literally do one thing and that's
Yeah.
it. And that's fine, because there are so many clients. So they'll only do like captions for social
Yeah.
media, or they'll only do blogging.
Yeah.
Um, so it just kind of depends what you like. But there, like you said, there's a lot of like opportunity there, which is cool.
Yeah, and I think we'd really like to bring on people with like different experience levels too, just based on like the work that we have. So I don't think that people necessarily should be discouraged by like not having much experience in freelance work, because I think that's one thing too. You know, like when I would watch your videos, Mills, about you talking about freelance work, I'm like, okay, but I don't have any experience in freelance. Like, what can I do? You know what I mean? So I think that's one thing that we might be trying to do also is, you know, providing like some education to some of the freelancers that are coming on if they don't have much experience, because it is
Yep.
something that you can get into and really work towards, you know, moving up in.
Yeah, no, that's so true. Like, definitely, I like helping like other freelancers and stuff, and like telling them like where I found my clients, how Jade will might maybe have to do this one, but like how I negotiate pay, or what apps do we use, because there are so many different options for things, like what social media scheduling tool do we use, or do we use Microsoft or Google? Like, there's just so many little things that you think of and you're like, wait, I don't even know how to begin. Like, do I use my email? Do I make an email? Do I use my personal cell phone? Like, there's just so many little questions that I had, and I had to figure out too, kind of like as I went. But we would ideally on this account want to help people too, just to kind of launch themselves. Like, you don't necessarily have to be working for us, of course.
Yeah.
We both want to help, like, whoever.
Yeah, but I think that freelancing is definitely like an industry that has a fairly low like barrier to entry. Because I
Yes,
know like a lot of remote work, it's like, you know, an entry level position, but okay, you have to have like 5 years experience to start the job. It's
literally.
like, okay, where do I get that
The
experience? You know?
audacity. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
So
think a lot of people like panic and think like you said, like, I don't have any experience remote work. I don't have any experience freelancing. I don't know how to find my own clients. Like, I can't do it. But
yeah.
like, I started in college and just like learned as I went, which is what everyone has to do, you know? So we can help you, but nobody like knows until they do it. So there
Yeah,
are just so
exactly.
many opportunities. Like, you can literally like do data entry and type in all these receipts for someone on Excel. And that's
Mhm.
it. Like, anyone can do that. It's
You
just
know
stuff
what's
people don't
one
want
that
to
I
do.
saw was doing transcribing. So like you will
Yes,
literally listen to like a YouTube video or something and you'll be writing like the captions to what they're saying. Or like what is it? It was like an insurance claim. And so the person was like giving their statement of like the auto accident and you're like typing down what they're saying and you
that's
get paid for
smart.
that. And that it's like what kind of experience really would you need for that?
Nothing.
Other than like attention to detail and like being able to hear,
And know how to
you know?
type. Yeah,
So
like a
yeah,
lot
and
of it's just
typing.
stuff that people don't have time to do or don't want to do. I hope you guys can hear me. Like, they are so loud. This house like echoes really loudly.
It's not
So
bad. I mean,
no,
I
they're
can hear
like
them a
playing
little bit,
video.
but it's not bad.
I told him he was like screaming. They're playing video games. I was gonna ask you guys first, if you're watching and you're interested in remote work or freelancing or working from home, even not freelancing, like for a company or corporate, and you have questions about how we do that with kids, please comment
Yeah.
below, because none of our kids are in daycare. I mean, her older child is in school, but the
Yeah, he
two
goes to school.
babies are like home with us. So we could definitely talk about that if that's interesting to you, or how we navigate different things. Definitely feel free to leave us a comment.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to ask you guys a question. I put the TikTok name for our business account, which I promise will have things this week
Soon.
on it. So
Yeah.
follow along. You're going to go and be like, there's literally nothing here, but there will be a ton there. I
Mhm.
promise. So go ahead and follow the TikTok. But I wanted to ask you guys, do you prefer TikTok or Instagram? Like, I think YouTube for this type of stuff, like talking about remote work, talking about how we find clients, talking about content ideas, posting, because I do a lot of social media work, so I know a lot about that. So I can give tips working as moms. Would you rather see those in like short form videos on TikTok, or do you guys like only stay on Instagram? Like, we cannot decide if we need, where our focus should be, if we need both, but we definitely are like starting with the TikTok. So hopefully some of you
Yeah.
use TikTok. I don't know.
I just saw an article that Google is no longer the #1 website and it's TikTok now.
Really?
Isn't that crazy? I just saw that
That's
this morning.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And
It's
I feel
insane.
it's hard because like I feel like everyone thinks like, oh no, we need an Instagram too. Which we might, but I'm wondering like, do people like for me, I'd rather like follow someone on TikTok for that stuff. Personally, I feel like it's easier to
I feel
find.
like I go to TikTok for some things, but then I do also click on people's Instagram for other types of content. I don't know
That's
if that
true.
makes
I
sense,
do like
but
follow some. I do go check out some of their Instagrams to be like, okay, what are they doing over here? Because it is
mhm.
completely different content. Like on Instagram, a lot of them aren't doing a ton of videos. They're doing a lot of like graphics or just like posts of themselves and like long captions.
Yeah.
Hello, how are you? So yeah, for me, I think I would lean towards TikTok more just because like I can sit down and answer a question with a 1 minute video and it doesn't need to be super like polished like Instagram. But
Yeah.
if any of you guys have a preference, comment Instagram or TikTok and we'll see. But regardless, we are definitely going to do at least the TikTok account. So that's I think where we're going to start.
No
So
matter how cringy it
oh my
is.
gosh, so cringy, so cringy. But at least we know that. Like,
Yeah.
right? I kind of want to put that in the caption of all our videos. Like, we know this is cringy.
Yeah.
We're old.
To be expected. I know. I literally, it's so crazy. I feel like geriatric when I go on TikTok sometimes.
Same. As long as, I mean, like, we might throw in a dance at some point if we're
Sitting
desperate.
down.
But I'm hoping it's not going to resort to that because I literally cannot dance at all. Hi, I'm a high school student. Hi, Jennifer, and you inspire me. I want to teach in DR when I'm older. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I would love to answer any questions you have about that. For
Amazing.
sure. There's so many options to teach here, so feel free to message me on Instagram if you have one. I link it in all my videos. It's just Rebecca Mills with 3 S's, and I would be happy to answer any of your questions.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. That's amazing to like know what you want to do or like something that you want to do while you're still in high school because I'm literally 30
Yeah.
and I don't know like fully what I want to do. So you should
Yeah.
totally do it. It's an amazing experience.
There's
Okay.
so many opportunities for teaching. There's such a need for that.
I know. It's amazing. You should.
Mhm.
Reno says definitely TikTok. Okay, well that's 1 vote for TikTok. I will take your vote. 1-0. I'll take
Okay,
it.
so we're set.
Perfect. TikTok. He said TikTok. We're done.
Reno decided for
No,
us.
but like, dude, does anyone else use TikTok here? Like, to me, it's like, I honestly, I watch TikTok way more than I watch YouTube. But you watch YouTube, right, Jade?
I'm a YouTube watcher.
Yeah. I just
Hmm.
think like TikTok's short form and easy to follow. So if we're sharing tips and stuff, it's probably easier in like a 1 minute video, you know?
Yeah, I think it depends on like I guess what I'm doing though. Like I do
Emma
watch
says
a lot of
TikTok. Okay,
TikToks
good.
still too. Okay, was I talking to you about TikTok now has like a warning when you've been scrolling for too long?
Yeah, which is me.
Was I talking to you about that?
I think
I
so.
finally got that the other day. I was like up all night. I had like insomnia and I was just like scrolling and scrolling and scrolling
Same.
and finally came up and I was like, all right, let me.
Same. Honestly, it's like a problem. I definitely use TikTok sometimes to like avoid stuff that I need to do or when I'm in bed, like you said, and I'm like anxious and I
Yeah.
can't sleep. Like I don't want to not do anything because then my mind will race, but I'm just like scrolling. So it can get obsessive. But Jade and I have already found a lot of accounts that are really helpful. Kind of in the same niche. Not really. We're not like copying anyone. But I just think like short videos like that are really helpful. And a lot of moms, especially, are like, I don't know how to work remotely and make it work with a baby. Because if any of
Yeah.
you have kids, you know, it's like freaking wild. But it works
Yeah.
for both of us and we manage. And I just think like what we're about to do with this business, which is basically just like joining together kind of stuff
Mm-hmm.
that we already do separately, will just like help us help each other be even more flexible, you know? Like
Yeah.
instead of
And I
me
think
being
help
like,
other people too be
right,
flexible.
that's the
Yeah.
goal. I mean, like when I had freelancers, most of them were from DR and you can get like a much better wage working remotely from DR than you would from most businesses here.
Yeah.
So that's really good. Emma and Tiffany said TikTok, so that's
Votes.
great.
Okay.
I'm going to post our TikTok name again. It's a little bit embarrassing to post because we literally have nothing. Like we don't even have a picture yet. But you know what? That's okay. Everyone starts
Yeah.
somewhere.
It's a work in
It's
progress.
fine. It's
It's
fine.
gonna
So
be
you can
great.
follow us there. Like I said, we will have a video up this week. I have some drafts saved, so they're good to go. Danny, my man, that's my favorite, clearly. How are you? Wait,
But
Danny,
yeah, I
can you
mean,
comment?
me?
So Danny messaged me on Instagram and said that he was like blocked from commenting on my live like a week or two ago. And he was like, "Did you block me?" I was like, "I would literally never do that." Danny,
No.
if you can comment, can you make a comment? I hope you're not only able to pay because that would be
Oh,
rude of you to do.
yeah.
Let me click your name. Put user in timeout. I won't do that. Okay, no, you're not blocked or anything on my end.
Okay, is he 5?
Right? Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate that. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're excited to start and like, I don't know, share kind of what we've been learning.
Yeah, I feel like it breaks my heart when I talk to other moms and they're like, I have to put my baby in daycare and I like, don't really have any other choice
Yeah,
and like how are you able to do it? Like they look at me like this is unattainable. And it's not. You know what
I
I mean?
know. Me too. They're like, I don't even know where to start, which some of you listening might think this. There he is. Okay, Danny, you can comment, right? I promise I never blocked you.
Hi,
I'm glad
Dan.
that that worked. Yeah, same. And my friend, she lives in New York. Actually, her kids are my goddaughter, and she works like out of the office or in the office, sorry. Got this job maybe in September. They're being super accommodating and saying like you can even work from home twice a week, but it's a traditionally like 9 to 5 in the office type of job. And she cannot find one single daycare option because she lives in like a really small town. She can't
Yeah,
find a daycare and she cannot find someone to come watch the baby in the house. So
yeah.
like she has
It's
no
just
options, and
yeah.
we were talking last night and she was crying,
Hmm.
literally crying, being like, I love my job
Yeah.
and I obviously love my kids, but like I might have to quit my job because no one will stay home with her. And it
Yeah.
just sucks because like
And here's the thing, even if you do have options, it's expensive.
it's
Like
expensive.
it's so
I don't even
expensive.
want to start looking. I'm
Yeah.
scared. Like
Hmm.
my mom group or whatever, they were talking about options for daycare and like they're already on waiting lists for next summer and stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, do I need to start doing that now? I don't even want to think about how expensive that's going to be. But
No, the quotes that I was getting, because I was at a point too where I was like, do I want to switch careers and, go back into the office? I do enjoy going into the office sometimes if I have the option to, just because it does give me some type of like structured
yeah, it
schedule,
switches it
which
up.
I need sometimes. But I was like, okay, if I want to go into the office, maybe 2 days a week, 3 days a week, what does that look like for me? Some of these daycares don't even offer like part-time. So you either have to pay for a full week and like not even send your kid. Um, and then for, an infant, people were quoting me like $300 a week or more. Just
It's
insane.
ridiculous. It's really hard for parents now. It's like there's limited options, and then sometimes you're not even making the same amount that you're paying. You're like breaking even. So if you like
Yeah.
what you do enough to break even, that's great. If not, a lot of people just quit and stay home because it's so expensive. So for me, I don't think I just want to stay home, although it's really hard to balance like the baby and working. I think I still want to do something on the side even. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of other moms feel the same, you know.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I already post on my own social media. I could do it for someone else too." It's just a matter of finding that client, which can be hard.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what
So,
we're here
hi Danny, I see you. Are you in DR? I'm glad you can comment. I was really when you messaged me that I was like I checked my settings and I was like he didn't accidentally get blocked. Um so that's good. But yeah, basically that's pretty much what we're going to be focusing on with the Mention Me account, and Mention Me teaser is like the name for business.
That's our business. Yeah.
Teaser.
Our baby.
Stay, yeah, stay tuned. And I definitely want to share some of the tools that we're using to manage clients, to find clients, our outreach, because like although like we said, like we're not just giving tips to our own freelancers, like we want to help other moms or dads or whoever that want to do the same thing as us. So like how do we pitch, and like what a
Hmm.
day-to-day looks like, just like anything kind of stuff that I follow, but like we want to combine it all. um because a lot of times I'll even watch and I'm like, oh, I can't do that, and then I'm like, oh wait, I already do. Like for some
Yeah.
reason it does seem so unattainable when you're watching someone else do it and like their video, and you're like, oh, that seems too confusing to even start. So I really want to like
Yeah.
break it down.
So what's your day in the life look like, Mills?
Me,
Yeah. What's your normal day?
when I'm home working.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so usually, sorry guys, Jade is so cute all the time and I look like a trash rat. It's fine. It's fine. Usually, so like, let's say if it's a day that I have a meeting, so like, what is this? Tuesdays, for example. Usually I get up at like, hola. Usually I get up at like 7 or 8 in the morning. Usually like 7 because the baby gets up around then. And then my first meeting on Tuesdays is at 10 a.m. my time. So I have that time to like get him ready, get him breakfast. Usually I have to post for one of my clients by 8:30 a.m. So usually first thing when I wake up is like me making sure the post for that day for that client is good. What? And
What?
I don't know. And correct and like make sense. I don't know. Should I like put them before they say anything? Okay. I put them in timeout.
Corner.
Yeah, so I have to make sure that post is good, and I usually have to like text my client that morning because there's a lot of back and forth with that client. And then I have a meeting with my other client at 10. There's 3 of us on the call. And that it's like a social media call basically where I manage their Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and influencers and brand reps. So basically we're talking all about that in that meeting and strategy and like what I'm doing with the brand reps. Do I have new influencers? Do I have any giveaways coming up? Just stuff like that. And that meeting's at least an hour, sometimes longer. Typically that's hard with the baby because at some point he usually ends up crying, but it's fine. Luckily the client is in the baby industry, so she gets it. Ideally I wouldn't have an hour long meeting every single week with the same client because a lot of it's just repetitive at that point, but some clients prefer that, which is fine. And then a lot of my day is just like juggling between the baby and working, but it is manageable. And what I like is that I have like breaks where I can play with him. He's playing sometimes or napping sometimes, and then I'm working. I go to the gym usually in the middle of the day, which is nice, and like bring him to have daycare. So my day is usually just like it's every day is different though. So it definitely depends. Like some days I go on a walk in the morning or go to the gym early, whatever. But it's usually just like a balancing act of working from my phone or my computer and having the baby with me, but it's usually super flexible. My meetings aren't flexible. Like I have a meeting with one client every Friday morning and every Monday morning. That's where I'm like, hey, we could cut this down.
Yeah.
But my days are flexible, you know, like, and I know Jayde, you and I talk and it's like, sometimes I'm shopping in the middle of the day, you know, it's fine. But that's why I can take my work with me wherever I go, which is, it's nice. Like I have some friends who work remotely, but they have to be like on their desk with a headset, like there. And unless I have a meeting, I don't really need to do that. Yeah. So that's nice. What about you? Are you mostly like, hi J-Rod, how are you? Dime de ti. I just watched your video. Jared has a channel too, guys, so you can go check him out. It's like a traveler king this year. What do you mostly do, Jayde? Like, because now you're not going into the office much. Do you mostly do your work? Like, I'm always curious how other people do it. Do you like have a dedicated office? Do you like work from the couch sometimes? Like,
so I'm in my office right now.
Oh, so that's not your bedroom?
What'd you say?
It's not your bedroom?
No, it's like my closet, beauty room, office.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I have like my monitors are like set up right here.
Nice.
But then I have like my closet / get ready over there.
That's amazing.
So yeah, my day is definitely like a mashup, like you said, but I do have a lot though, because my job is pretty detailed, I guess, and like involves a lot. But at the same time, like I said, depending on my workload, I can definitely schedule things out differently. So the other thing that I really like is my older son is not in daycare, but he does like school of choice. So he's outside of the district. So I have to drive him to and from school every day. So I'm able to do that. So usually I wake up around like 7 o'clock, sometimes 6:30, depending on I'll like check my emails at night and see what I have, you know, to
Love
do the
that.
next day. And then if I have some things that I know I need to get to, because it takes me like probably an hour to really like get my son ready,
Yeah.
drop him off at school, and then drive back home. You know, so if I know that I'm not going to have that chunk of time to be working, I need to make sure that I get it done before I leave to do that, right?
That makes
So I
sense.
take him to school around like 8 o'clock. I come home. Usually the baby is getting up 8:30 or 9.
Dang. Okay,
Sometimes,
Isla.
yeah, yeah. So sometimes I have some time to really like bust out some emails, and I can get her up, you know, get her a bath, get her dressed, get her breakfast. And then a lot of times I have like 10 o'clock meetings. So I'll like get in a meeting, I'll put her down for a nap, maybe around like 11-ish. She sleeps a lot.
I wish.
Yeah.
Mateo's the opposite.
Yeah. But I mean, my husband is also, his job is flexible also. So that helps too. We kind of like pass her off during the day. Yeah. But I mean, I love it that I can just like go put some laundry in and come
Yes.
back and, you know,
Like shower in the middle of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, do all that. That is really nice. Reno, if you ladies have an opportunity to change anything on a given day, what would it be? That's a good question. I don't know. And I don't know.
I think that if I could change anything, I would say that I struggle a little bit with being structured, right?
Me
I think
too.
that I feel better when I like get up and get dressed and like have a plan for my day. Sometimes I have no plan. You know what I mean? Like,
same.
Or I won't even get dressed and I'll just like do my work on the couch or something.
Same.
I find those days that I don't feel like my best. So I think that's one thing that I would change, is just like, I don't know, my motivation to like have a normal
my
day,
entire personality.
You know? Yeah.
No, that's a good one. I do the same. Like, even though it's good that I can take my work on my phone and stuff, I'm like, sometimes I'm like, hey, I should be at home on my computer, on my desktop working.
Yeah.
But it's hard to like balance everything. Like, I want Mateo to have the chance to like go to a play group with, you know, other mom friends and hang out. Like, I don't want to say no to that so he can get out. So sometimes I'll have to like shuffle things around with work so I can like do mom stuff and work stuff. So I guess like everyone just wants more time in the day, but I agree, like having more structure. Like sometimes I don't know, this is so dumb, but like sometimes I don't know if I'm going to the gym in the morning or in the night. Like literally, I literally sound like a meathead, which I'm not, clearly. But like, so I don't like not knowing, you know, like not having a plan. So I'll be like, Chris, are we going in the morning? Are we going at night? Like, I want to plan my day. And he's always like, I don't know. It doesn't matter. We'll just go when we can. I'm like, no, I have to plan my day. So I think just like, having a plan is always good.
Yeah. Like today I actually got up and like did my hair and got dressed and like worked at a table, and you know what I mean? You're like I am. A lot of times I have to force myself to like, I have this nice office and like a setup and stuff, but a lot of times I don't even sit here. I'll like just be on the couch, and I don't know. Sometimes I feel more productive.
That's fine though. Sometimes change of scenery. Like I was just gonna say, I would love sometimes to like be able to go to more coffee shops and work, because sometimes when I used to go and work at a coffee shop, my motivation would be so much better, and I would really like focus, because I have a problem focusing on one task. So that's always hard. Dee said you have trouble with the internet when you're trying to work. So not now that I'm back in the States and Jade is back in the States, but when we were here, yes.
I didn't really.
You didn't really? Mine.
I didn't.
That's good. Mine used to go out.
I think it's definitely your situation though. Like we definitely lived in a neighborhood where the power didn't go out as often as a lot of other places in the island. So that's really the only time I had like, I guess, trouble with the internet was when just all the power would go out.
Yeah, when you had nothing.
But it never was like slow, or, you know, that's like we made sure that we paid extra for
fast
that.
internet.
And then I
that's
also
good.
I had one of those like internet cards for backup.
So just in case. That's smart. I did have problems sometimes, but like I said, my job's flexible. So like if I had to text my client quickly and be like, I'm not going to be able to meet, like we can meet later or we can talk on the phone, but not on a video, they're usually fine. Now at home, like I don't usually have any internet problems sometimes, which is annoying because we pay so much money. Um, how's the internet in Santo Domingo? It just depends, like anywhere else. I mean, it's better there than in some parts of the country just because it's more, I don't know, it's a city versus like being somewhere rural. But it does depend like what internet you're going to buy. So you can kind of increase your internet. Like Jade paid extra for faster internet. So you can do that in Santo Domingo too. Generally, there are some like outages, but it's better in Santo Domingo than other places.
Yeah, definitely the bigger companies, Collateral, what's the other one? Orange, right? And then Altice, yeah. Yeah, so I would stick with those, like the bigger names, because they're going to be more reputable and, you know, have the better connection. Definitely. There's also fiber. I think that they're...
I was going to say in fiber.
Yeah.
Are they leaving, babe?
No, they're going to...
Wait, when? From the airport?
No.
I'm nervous. He's like going to the airport and I get nervous. Drive slow.
Why?
Because it's like dangerous.
He's okay.
I feel like it is. Babe. Oh my gosh, I get nervous. Dee asked what an internet card is. Can you explain that? Jonathan, drive slow.
Yeah, so
promise.
It's essentially like the same as we have here. So like for example, like Verizon has, what would you call them? What's another word for them?
Like a portable Wi-Fi?
Yeah, exactly. A portable Wi-Fi. So Claro has them, Altice has them in DR. And so essentially they're just like, you take them anywhere you are traveling to and you have internet connection. Reno, last question. How do you guys unwind after a rough day in the DR? You don't have to stop your questions. Ask more. Well, I don't live in DR anymore. But I guess, let's see. I don't know. I don't feel like there were any hard days in DR. But I guess like a stressful day from work, I don't know, just sitting on the porch, drinking some beer or walking to the beach. I don't know, just being outside. Okay, thanks.
Sorry, I'm literally insane. I have to like chase him out and be like, drive slow. I already said that, so anxiety.
So if the Wi-Fi goes out, the card still works. Yes. Well, yeah. So I guess like, because your Wi-Fi is like grounded to the towers that are like in your neighborhood.
Yeah, it's like separate.
So, yeah, so it's separate.
But some people will have like two Wi-Fi's connection like at their house in case one is down, they can use the other one. I think we skipped Reno. Last question. How do you guys unwind after a rough day in the DR?
I answered when you were gone.
Oh, you did? What did you say?
Oh, I said, well, I mean, I don't live in the DR anymore, and I said also, like, I didn't really have rough days. Like, I feel like, I don't know, it's like so stress-free living there for the most part. But I said, like, after a stressful day of work, I guess, I would just, like, be outside, you know? People just sit on their porch, you know? And, like...
That's true. I think same, like, just going outside and doing something. Because it's always so nice out, the weather here.
Yeah.
Even if it rains, it's, like, short. So, definitely going outside. Like, going on a run. Yeah. Usually, like, ordering food.
What?
Jade's like, no. Yes, you used to, like, hike that mountain. That was like in front of your house.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's true.
Running never though.
Ordering food, I shouldn't be eating.
Yeah,
because everything's like delivery here. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a bit like that. Or we go out with friends a lot here. Yeah. Which is nice. So yes. Surely someone followed our TikTok, right? If I get off of this and we don't even have one follower, I'm gonna cry.
What a waste of time. Just kidding.
What did you guys move back to the States? Sorry. No, you're fine. I moved back. Well, we both did the like K1 visa kind of situation. But I moved back in the end of 2019 and then got married, and then like there in the States. And then we've been back since. I mean, we've like come to DR to visit, but we had to wait for the green card and everything. It's a long process. And then Jade, you moved back when?
Yeah, well, I got married in DR. I got
In
married
DR.
last year in 2020, just over a year ago. But I just moved back 3 months ago in September.
Yeah, like yesterday, literally.
Yeah, literally. I'm new here, so.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, you're fine tuning in late though. But yeah, if you have any other questions, please let us know. If you guys are tuning in late and you didn't hear us, we with our new business, basically, like I have my business already. Jay and I are kind of joining my business and changing it. So yeah. It's a new business. We can call it
revamping.
Yeah, it's a new thing. So that's why on the TikTok it has no followers yet, because we just started it. We just finally thought of a business name. Jade came up with it. It was great. It took us a long time, and we're just kind of like really trying to niche down before we post content, but definitely follow us there, because we'll be talking a lot about remote work, working as parents, staying home, freelancing, and then just like freelancing tips, like apps we use, work from home tips, tools we use, all that stuff. So that will come, and any questions that you have for us, you can comment to us there, and we would be happy to make more videos about it, because it's overwhelming to get started. And I do realize that it was for me too. It was for Jade too. And we both have different experiences that we can talk more about in short videos. How long did it take for him to get his green card?
Oh.
For Chris, let's see. It took a while. So like October 2019 to January 2021. So it took like over a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Things are going way faster.
Way better
now, though. Way faster now. Yeah. We applied for adjustment of status at the end of November, and we already had our biometrics appointment last week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
that's good.
Things are moving like really quickly. I think they've had a lot of revamps.
Finally.
Yes, yeah. So they're doing a lot more electronically, which is like, okay, we're gonna be in 2022. Like we're about like 10 years too late with all that stuff. Literally. But yeah, they're starting to really get a little bit more efficient with working. They're definitely not all the way there yet, but
getting there.
Yeah, getting there.
Dee said, will I get in trouble if I just move to the DR and stay without residency or anything like that? Typically, no. Most people don't have a problem. I never had a problem. Some people say they're getting stricter, but I've never seen it in my experience.
Yeah, I think it's just rumors.
Yeah, I mean, like, I do know someone who did almost get turned away, but she was a teacher here at a school and, like, needed a teaching visa. Something. So she did almost get turned away, but she didn't. So yeah, neither me or Jade have ever had any problems. You'll just come, you'll overstay the 30 days. And then when you do go to the airport, they have like a chart. So if you overstay by like a day, it's a price, or a week, it's a price, a year, there's a price, 10 years, there's a price. So yeah. I think the most I paid was like for a 6-month, fee, and it was like $100. So it's not too bad. Yeah. So you should be fine.
The most I paid was $180.
Sometimes you do. Did you ever need one? I never needed a return ticket, but my friend was just coming here and she did need one. Like they literally made her book a return ticket at the airport before they let her leave.
Wow. So, no, and I've gone back and forth so many times. Like
I know with a one-way. Same. Which I don't know. Again,
I kind of wonder. Okay, I wonder if maybe she filled out her immigration slip weird, or maybe she left it blank. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I remember I have heard people like have that issue before, but I mean the worst thing is like you just have to book a return flight, and then you can always cancel it or move it out. You know, like because you have 24 hours to cancel for free anyway. Cancel it or just keep pushing it out. Yeah. That too. But no, I never really had return flights, and no one ever asked me about my return flight.
Me either.
Is it true I'll be okay as long as I leave the country for 1 day every month? I never did.
You don't need to do that at all.
We suck. We're probably like the bad examples, but I never had to leave the country for a day.
Yeah, I've never heard of that either.
Like in other countries, like yes, my friend lived in Thailand and she taught there, and they would have to make like visa runs and like go to another country for a day and then come back. But like I never did that here. The longest I stayed like straight without any trip home was 6 months, and I had no issue.
Yeah, I think I stayed 8 months
with no trip home.
Yeah.
Wait, really? Okay, so Tiffany says she has had that issue, and they asked for a return flight. So that's interesting. So I mean, I don't know why. Like
many times. What?
I know. See, it's like so arbitrary, and I think Santo Domingo is stricter too than like Santiago. I feel like Santiago they don't care at the airport, but yeah, worse thing would be you have to book it.
I've never flown through Santo Domingo, never flown through Punta Cana, like none of those. Yeah, I've always flown through Puerto Plata and Santiago. So
yeah, I think
the only two that I know.
I've done Santo Domingo, but I don't think we needed a return ticket. Or maybe I did have a return ticket because that was that actually was vacation before I even moved here. But Santiago, they literally never asked me. It's always for Santiago. Oh my gosh, Tiffany, what is happening?
How weird.
I don't know. Discrimination.
Yeah.
No, but see, that's so weird.
People are gonna think we're lying.
I know, like, okay, you guys are gonna get me deported, thanks. No, I haven't had that question, but like I do know people who have. So yeah. Worst thing is
I don't know. I get weird when people are like, oh, and then when you're traveling with your child, this is not, and I'm like, I've never had anyone talk to me about it at all.
Maybe they think you're Dominican.
Well, that too, yeah. I've always carried the documentation with me to like be able to travel without the other parent, la-di-da. But I've never had anyone say anything to me, but I'm like, I don't want to give you that advice, and then like something happens.
And then something happens. I know, I always say that.
Especially with children, like the abduction laws and all that stuff, like is really crazy.
I know, you want to make sure you're safe. Mm-hmm. How much does a COVID test cost out there? I think ours was like $32 last time.
Yeah, it's like $30 to $40.
The antigen. What is something you think?
Last time.
Yeah, it was terrible. I do need to get it. Yeah, you do need to get a COVID test to go back, and I think now it's 24 hours instead of 72, which sucks.
Yeah,
so before 20, you have to have gotten it before 24 hours, not your results. What is something you think everyone should do at least once in their visit to DR?
Ooh.
Definitely go to the beach. I mean, don't know why you'd come if you're not going to the beach. Definitely eat some authentic Dominican food.
Mm-hmm. I would say like do something touristy too. Like I feel like some people try to deter you from doing like touristy stuff, but it's so fun.
It is, like, yeah. Like the waterfalls were so fun when we went.
Yeah, or like the four-wheeler things.
Four-wheelers,
like,
yeah.
Tours and like stuff like that. Do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's fun too. You
at least once, like one trip.
Yeah, I agree. That's always fun. What else? Yeah, waterfalls. I used to love riding horses when I was literally a cowboy. And then just like downtime with friends, like meeting friends and just hanging out and talking. That's always fun. But definitely traveling around the country too whenever you can. I have friends who live in DR and they never get asked for return flights. So you're right.
Yeah.
I wonder if they like asked you once and like wrote it down somewhere and now they always ask you or something.
Yeah, they're so like weird. Red flag.
Yeah, that's so weird. I know, it's like it seems so arbitrary again, like subjective who they ask and who they don't. So it's kind of annoying. Mm-hmm. But yeah, anyway, we just kind of wanted to jump on and talk a little bit about remote work and what we do. And I think a lot of people think that I like do YouTube full time, which like I wish.
I used to think that about you.
Yeah, but that's hilarious. If I got more money on YouTube, I could. But if I did, I would literally be like, I wouldn't have a home. So, if more people want to sub and I can grow, then maybe in the future. But no, I freelance and have our business, and now we're doing a better business. So definitely follow along, and you guys can ask us any questions. Follow the TikTok, scroll up. I put the TikTok twice in the comments. It's just mention.me on TikTok, and we are going to post so much stuff there for you guys all about this. But sure.
And if you're a freelancer or looking to get into that too, you can shoot us an email. Do you want to put our email somewhere too so we can
Our emails? Yeah, I can.
Like some
Is it true that you'll go to jail if you get in a car accident? I don't think so. No.
till my court. Wow, this is detailed. And will hold me in jail until my court date.
I mean, maybe, but they have bail here. Oh wait, that is not my email. I'm so sorry. That's literally not my email. This is. No, don't. I mean, yes, it is scary to drive here because driving is dangerous here, extremely. But, and yes, you might be more like found guilty as a foreigner, but I wouldn't be like deterred just because of what you said. I've never heard of that happening. I do know,
I don't
like,
think they're gonna just take you to jail. A lot
yeah,
of times
you will have to
have to
pay.
pay. Yeah. So
Pay.
just carry
But
money.
yeah, if you do drive here, you have to be super careful for sure. But I wouldn't be worried about like going to jail. Jay, can you type or no comments?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. What's your email?
It's jade.niblack@gmail. Do you want to just put the business email though?
Wait, what? Oh yeah. What am I doing? What is it? Mention me media, right?
Yeah, at Gmail.
Am I kidding? Why did I put my personal one? Okay. If any of you guys are watching and you're freelancers and potentially looking for clients, please shoot us an email to the second email, not my personal email. That'd be great so I can separate them. Or if you're looking for any remote employees or freelancers or people to do some work for you, also shoot us an email. We can help you out. That would be great.
If you're just thinking about it and you want to ask questions.
Yeah, it's definitely not like, mandatory. And then this is our TikTok where we're going to be posting a lot more information, like short form for you guys, answering some of the questions that came up tonight and the other things that we want to talk about. So it could be helpful whether you're looking for freelance jobs, how to, find them, how to do social media, or if you're, small business and looking for your own tips for social media and stuff. So there will be a bunch of things for you guys there. What advice do you have for someone new to the industry? We'll have a video on that too. But it'd definitely be like doing your research up front before you get started, making sure you're aware of like the ins and the outs of like what your niche is. So like if you have a certain client, like can you do that work? So you don't want to have to drop your first client. And then I would make sure you have the internet that you need, the equipment that you need, and then you're protecting yourself. Like, what do you have in place if like the client doesn't pay you? What do you have to protect yourself there? Do you have them sign a contract, or what does that look like for you? What would you say, Jayde?
Yeah, same thing. Hi.
Love him.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I think just doing your due diligence about what you want to do and get into, you really have to research the industry that you want to be in.
I love him. Tell him hi.
No, I'm good. Thank you. He's like, do you need anything?
A hug.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so cute. Yeah, definitely. And we'll answer that question there too. Is Wi-Fi strong enough to play Xbox? Probably, yeah. I think Chris definitely played Xbox Live. So you should definitely be fine, depending on your internet, but you should be fine. You can always upgrade it usually to make it faster. Hey Mills, you give off such positive vibes of your channel. Thank you so much. That's so nice. I always hope I don't come off like mean because I have an RBF.
No, you don't.
I do. When I'm not smiling, I feel like I look so mean.
You don't.
See? Thank you. That's very nice of you to say, though. Divinsible19. So yeah, definitely follow us along there. If you have any other comments, this chat will disappear in a second, so wait till the video is live and comment there. Message either of us on Instagram, and you can message us questions, but we definitely want to help other people out, whether you're looking to be a freelancer or have freelancers. So definitely lots of options, but we'll jump off now. Jayde, thank you so much for coming on with me.
Thank you.
and being my business partner.
Yes. So excited.
Yeah, we're hot. That can be our slogan.
Or not. Okay. Bye.
Okay, love you all. Happy Wednesday, I think. And more videos coming. I just filmed a house tour of this house, so that will be up soon.
Right.
Okay, have an amazing night, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.